Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm keeping it very real today. There's stuff on the floor. I have been listing. I have not listed all of the inventory that I got on Saturday, so I'm just kind of a little bit hectic today, getting my office cleared and organized yet again. It's an ongoing process, isn't it? But today I just thought I'd have a chill video with you guys and just chat, really just talk about something that's been on my mind and something I want to share with you guys. And today I wanted to chat about slow sales, or why sales might be slow, why things aren't moving for you, some roadblocks that might appear in your reselling journey. Like, I've definitely been there, so you are super not alone. I want to reassure you guys of that. Share some mistakes that I've made in the past and things that I've learned help my store to grow and to have good sales. And again, to hopefully just pass along information to you guys that I've had to learn the hard way. But first, for those of you that might not know me, my name is Ashley and I am a part-time Amazon and eBay reseller, and I like to share my journey on YouTube with all of you guys. So as always, thank you for tuning in. So let's just get down to it. Why are your sales slow? Why is your stuff not selling? Why are you not getting those really fun ka-ching noises from your phone every day? Here are some ideas. I just brainstormed real quick and wanted to share with you some ideas as to why that might be. Number one is you just might not have enough listed. And you may have heard me talk about this before, but it takes hundreds, if not thousands of listings to see consistent daily sales and consistent income from eBay. So while you're at the very beginning building your store, you're like, I have 100 listings, why am I not seeing things sell? And that's just because, according to like my calculations, from what I've seen from my own store, I get anywhere from 0.5% to 1% of my store selling through a day. And sometimes that's actually more, sometimes it's less. But yeah, I see, like, so if you have 100 listed, you may see one sell every day or two. And that's just kind of the reality, especially if you're not listing consistently. So currently I have around 700 listings. I'm trying to get that up to 1,000. That's a great number to aim for. If you want to make a really good part-time or even full-time income from eBay, having up to 1,000 listings can be so awesome. You will definitely see daily sales with that. And I think sometimes people underestimate how active they have to be with their store. With so many sellers on eBay, it has an algorithm that favors sellers who actively participate in their stores as often as possible and take advantage of the things eBay offers to sellers, which I will go over in a second. But that is something to keep in mind, is, are you listing consistently and do you have enough items in your store? Get up to 200 or 300 and you will start to see a little bit more traction. Next is if you're not selling the right items. And I have had to pivot and adjust many times, and I still am. The market changes all the time. Certain brands that did great suddenly don't anymore, and brands that didn't do great. I mean, it just goes back and forth. So check the items in your store, make sure they're selling for good comparable prices, and check the saturation in the market. Look up that item and just see how many listings there are and compare that to the number of sold listings there are. And if the ratio is really out of whack, that means that that brand and that style is oversaturated. That happens to me. I mean, things become oversaturated, and what I have to do generally is lower my price or match my price or just play the waiting game and wait it out. But just know you're not alone. That happens to everybody. We're all just trying to calibrate our stores to hold the best items and the most unique items for our buyers. So that's just something to definitely think about. Are you selling the right brands? Personally, mall brands like Gap, Banana Republic, Ann Taylor Loft, White House Black Market. Occasionally I will pick up some of these items if I think they're cool or unique, but for the most part I do pass on them. So yeah, that's just kind of a quick example, but I would definitely check over your store and make sure that you're selling things that seem to be in higher demand. Number 3 is if your pictures are bad. Sometimes, I mean, I don't have the best pictures, and I have talked about this frequently. I definitely don't have the best setup in the world, but I do try to take bright, clean pictures that are of the item, the tags inside, the measurements, all of that, fabric type, etc. So I try to have clean, bright pictures that my buyers can see. And just to be a little bit above some of the competition. Sometimes you see things hanging on the back of bathroom doors. You see them on bathroom floors, kitchen floors, with lots of stuff in the background, bad shadows, bad lighting, and that definitely doesn't help your store. To have a nice, pretty, bright, clean aesthetic is really important. So I would definitely say, and I have this, you guys, I had hired somebody a while back to take pictures for me, and a lot of those pictures turned out dim and yellowish and not the right lighting. So I'm going to have to go back and retake some of those. I haven't yet because I just haven't gotten around to it. So like I have been there when my pictures aren't exactly what I want them to be. So you are not alone, but I would say just the brighter, the cleaner you can have your picture, the better. That's kind of the reason that I bought an iPhone 11 Pro with all of the cameras, is just because this does take really good pictures, and I have noticed a noticeable difference from my iPhone 8 to this iPhone. So I will just throw that out there, that it is worth upgrading your camera on your phone if it can take better pictures for you. And that is how I take all my pictures for eBay, FYI. So if you have stale listings that are old and have bad pictures, just go ahead, take them down, relist them fresh with new bright pictures, and you'll be surprised at how quickly they can move sometimes. In fact, I'm doing that right now. I'm going through my store, I'm pulling out old things that have poor pictures, and I'm retaking them and relisting them, and I'm hoping that that will boost my store even more. Number 4 is if you're not utilizing eBay's selling tools like running sales, running promotions, having promoted listings. All of these are tools that eBay has provided sellers to move their items. And yes, sometimes it can take a percentage out of your pocket. The promoted listing fees, of course, can increase the amount of money that you're giving to eBay. However, I only promote at 1 to 1.5%, and I do see promoted listing sales all the time. So you don't have to do a super high percentage. You can do a low percentage, still take advantage of the program, see sales, and it's definitely worth it. So take advantage of the things that eBay offers sellers. It's definitely worth it. In addition to that, eBay offers sellers a certain tier ranking, right? You can be top rated, you can be above standard, you can be below standard, all of that. Being top rated is really important, and something that I cling to very strongly. In order to be top rated, you have to be active on eBay for 90 days, have had 100 transactions with a minimum of $1,000 in sales. Less than 0.5% of your transactions can be closed due to some kind of transaction related defect, like canceling an order because you can't find an item. That would be a defect. Or any case closed without seller resolution is a defect. Less than 0.3% can be that, and less than 3% of your transactions can have late shipping. So it's just about being on top of your game with eBay and making sure you're getting your orders out, you're getting the right orders out, you're making your customers happy. It's not that hard to do. I've been top rated since I've started and since I've been eligible all those years ago, and I'm super grateful I am, because it does help you get sales. It helps you show up in search, so that really helps a lot. Okay, number 5 is you might be charging too much. And I mean, I know that's really obvious, but I think it can be hard as a seller especially to know that like an item retailed for $298 and the market's only, you know, selling it for around $30 used, and that can be frustrating. And I definitely have, in the beginning especially, held on to items and went, no, this is worth a lot more. But then I had to realize, no, the market determines the price that I can get for it, and I just have to kind of suck it up. So even though something costs $300 retail and I think it should have a lot of value in the market, if I'm consistently not seeing sales from those items because I'm holding out on price, my store will probably stay stagnant. So it's okay to just let things go for what the market wants for them and to make your profit and to move on. And like I've always said, getting sales going for the beginning of the day, getting sales going with even cheaper items will spur on sales in the rest of your store for the rest of the day, even the rest of the week. So it's worth it sometimes to get the lower dollar amount just to spark sales for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. And back to utilizing the things that eBay has for sellers, using Best Offer is really key for me. I love using Best Offer. I know sometimes you get lowball offers and it's frustrating, but using Best Offer is just pivotal for me to turn my inventory over faster. Yes, a full price sale is really fun and I really like it, but most of the time I get offers, I accept those offers, and we move on. The buyer feels like they win, I feel like I've still gotten the profit I want, and we can move on with our lives. It's definitely up to you, but I do think using Best Offer gets your items moving a little bit faster. Okay, back to the charging too much. Sometimes though, you could be charging too little and buyers get suspicious. I went through a phase on eBay when I was just beginning of really lowering my prices to like bargain basement, I'm barely making a profit, and things still didn't move, and I really wondered why. So one day I just decided I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna fix up some pictures, and I'm gonna raise my prices a little bit. Not anything crazy, but just enough to make a little bit more of a profit, and sure enough, things started to move. I remember specifically one silk Ralph Lauren gold crest embroidered shirt. I had like thrown that price everywhere. It was not moving. I took a new picture. I set the new price at a lot higher of a rate. I think it was like $45. I had had it down to $15 at one point. and it actually sold within a few days. And I think it's because buyers can be suspicious if something is like super cheap. I mean, wouldn't you, if you're shopping on eBay and you're trying to get a gift for somebody or even something for yourself, and you see a $20 item versus a $5 item, I would think, what's wrong with the $5 item? Does it smell bad? Does it have a ton of wear? And I would just spend the extra $15 and get the one that seems to be a little bit better. So I would recommend that too. Like, don't price so low that people are like gonna be super suspicious. Of course, lower prices can be good for your store to get things cleared out and moving, but I have found that charging a little bit more and making sure the buyer has a great experience has helped my store a lot. Next is if you're not being consistent. It's so important to be consistent. Even if it's just 2 times a week you're listing, that's better than nothing. So you have to at least, you don't have to list every single day. That is a myth. You don't have to list 10 a day. You could do 50 on Tuesday and 50 on Saturday, and that's awesome. That will get sales going for your store. But you at least have to do it once or twice a week, I would say, if you're part-time. If you're full-time, you're definitely gonna have to do it more than that, but listing more consistently will get sales to your store. So I would definitely recommend that. Even if it's hard, even if all you can do is 5 listings one day, that's totally fine. Just get your store going. Last Saturday, I was really tired and I did not want to list, but I listed just 8 things. And sure enough, it spurred sales enough for the weekend that I had a really good weekend of sales. So I would definitely recommend that, is to get your store going, be consistent with listing, even if it's just 2 times a week, it's worth it. Okay, and last but not least is to be patient. And I know it's not something that everyone likes to hear, but I personally saw more sales start to occur after I hit the 500 positive feedback mark. And I do keep my feedback at 100%. I am really nitpicky about that. I've had a couple neutrals. That kind of bugs the perfectionist in me, but I do try to keep my feedback at 100% positive. So I would definitely recommend that, but be patient. It takes time. Buyers trust sellers who have 500, 1,000, tens of thousands in feedback because they've been doing it for longer. Someone who has 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, it's just gonna take longer, and that's okay. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but it will take longer to see sales going if you don't have that much feedback yet. So give yourself some time, be patient. It will pay off later. One thing I always recommend to people is to use social media to your advantage. I am beyond grateful that I started Instagram and YouTube because it has helped grow my store. Not by a ton, but by a little bit. I see you guys shopping and leaving me notes every now and then that you watch my videos, and I super appreciate that, and I hope you love your items. If you don't, reach out to me. I will fix it. Please reach out to me, of course. Like, I love you guys. I want to make everything an awesome experience for you. But yeah, like, social media has really helped my business, and I would recommend it to anybody. Why not? Why not use Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or Pinterest, anything you can to help activate your store and to grow it. And while you're at it, you kind of can build a brand for yourself. And I think of my friend Jenna, Empty Hanger, who has created this amazing aesthetic and brand for herself by growing her Poshmark and growing her YouTube, and I just think she's super awesome. That was really smart of her to do, and why not take advantage of the opportunities social media has for us? Yes, it's hard to show your face, it's hard to put yourself out there, but the benefits can be pretty incredible. Okay, you guys, that does it for me. Thanks for just hanging out with me tonight, and this was just a chill video. I just wanted to chat with you and share what was been on my mind. I hope some of these tips helped. If they did, please leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have more tips of your own, please leave them in the comments because I love reading your tips as well. I mean, I haven't been around selling as long as many of you guys, so please share your tips and tricks or your best practices in the comments below. I would definitely appreciate that. I know everyone else would. And again, thanks so much, you guys. As always, take care, and I will catch you next time.